Do you want to get the most out of your abilities? Not sure which ones are the best? Maybe you're missing out on some plays you could be doing with your specific agent? Well, today I'd like to cover the best abilities currently in Valorant and how you can use them better. I want you guys to come out of this video with a better understanding of these abilities and how they can help you properly to secure kills and pressure the enemy team. From my experience, the fastest way to improve and climb the rank system is learning how to play aggressively with confidence. Hello, my name is Trey, and today I'll be your own personal guide on these techniques. It's my pleasure to share with you these useful ways to abuse the best 10 abilities which can help you feel more confident and better equipped to win your Valorant games. No matter what happens in Valorant, if you're confident in your abilities, you will have a much bigger impact on your team. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to comment down below which setting you found the most interesting or useful. Also, if you feel like we missed anything, comment what other abilities you think are strong too. Before we dive straight in, as always, we have our question of the day. What do you guys think about the new operator nerfs? Personally, I think the operator isn't the core issue, but rather that Jett is extremely strong with that weapon. Overall, I don't think that these are terrible changes, and I think the vast majority of Valorant players are happy to hear that the operator isn't as potent as before.
I'll start off this list with what I believe to be one of the best, if not the best, single piece of utility in Valorant. In my eyes, I think Sova's drone needs some slight nerfs as it can provide an insane amount of value for only 300 credits. Not only is it amazing for clearing space and finding utility, but its low risk, high reward allows for it to obtain a lot of value. The best way to abuse this ability is to try and always have at least one teammate following it. This is where your ability to communicate how you're planning to use your drone is important. If you're not sure, don't be afraid to test it out in different parts of the map and see where it feels it works best. Other than that, you can look to drone parts of the map like Haven Garage, Mid Ascent, and Bind Hookah. Additionally, on specific maps like Bind, you can get a lot of value out of droning through either teleport on the defensive side to scout for enemy positioning. But again, it's not as important to drone the right places, but to follow up behind it. Essentially, with follow up, your drone will have a higher chance of lasting longer and obtaining more information. On top of that, having someone follow it helps hold the space your drone scouts. If you don't have anyone follow it, enemies can take back that space when your drone times out. Reyna's Leer is one of the most unique CC abilities in the game. Leer is a lingering CC ability so that anyone thinking about re-peeking while it's still up will be blinded. This is especially important because players can often jiggle a Phoenix or Breach Flash and re-peek afterwards. However, Reyna's Leer must be destroyed or completely waited out of. If that didn't already sound like a solid deal, Leer doesn't even blind your teammates. This allows you to set your teammates up for kills with your Leer. At higher level play, if you're able to use the Reyna Leer in conjunction with other CC abilities like Phoenix or Breach Flash, it's nearly impossible that they will not be blinded by one. Make sure to communicate and coordinate with your teammates around it, as you can double peek multiple enemies safely with a properly timed and placed Leer. A simple 3, 2, 1 countdown is all you need to pull off this play properly. Make sure you also start casting your Leers up in the air or into the ground, and bonus points if you mix them up throughout the game to throw your enemies off guard. The reason this is such a great idea is because it will force enemies to move their mouse vertically and horizontally to destroy your Leer. This makes it extremely difficult to flick back to you once you've peeked with the additional vertical movement. Essentially, instead of flicking from the Leer to you in a horizontal manner, the enemy now has to both adjust vertically and horizontally. Unless you're pressed for time, try and make your Leers harder to shoot as well, as use them coupled with other utilities for the maximum effect. I think it's safe to say that anyone who's played Valorant over the last month would agree that Breach's Flash is easily one of the strongest abilities right now, and with good reason. Not only does it come out faster than before, the additional charge allows Breach players to not shy away from using a flash in the same spot multiple times. Besides being comfortable committing 2 to 3 flashes per round, the best tip I can give to those learning Breach is to be aware of where you're flashing. Typically speaking, you want to flash through objects as it has a lower chance of blinding you and your teammates. It's also great because Breach can use his flash from a significantly longer distance than someone like Phoenix or Reyna. As an Omen lover myself, the number one tip I can pass on is to not be stingy with your blind. Because he's such a low cost agent, you can afford to rip that ability and try to make a play every round. In addition, it is the single best CC utility in the game that can't be destroyed or turned on. Its huge hitbox, long duration, and low cost makes it a scary ability to run into. Look for spots where you can blind down lanes or enclosed spaces. On top of that, I want to also highlight how effective his blind can be coupled with his teleport. Usually Omen Teleport is fairly difficult to use aggressively without getting spotted by the enemy and killed for free. But if you use your blind first, you can often teleport behind or even above them for some easy cheeky kills. And again, more bonus points if you can start by conditioning your opponents with regular blinds into wide swing peeks, then transitioning to the blind/teleport technique that I mentioned. Just this tip alone helped me net way more kills and gave me the confidence to start using his blind as much as possible. Okay, we've already talked about how great Reyna's dismiss is and its potential to snowball one kill into multiple kills. However, I think Jett's dash is a more versatile one as it does not require any kills to utilize. It is limited in how many times you can use it over Reyna's dismiss, but because you aren't required to kill someone first, this will actually give you more confidence in playing aggressive with her dash. The trick behind Jett is using her dash in two ways, either to open up a bomb site or to aggressively peek and dash away. For example, by smoking to the right next of the entrance of the B bomb site on split and dashing through B main, you'll break any tripwires at the entrance and help your team feel more comfortable funneling onto the site. You can also use her dash aggressively to peek mid off the start of the round and dash to mail when you hit or miss your initial shot. The key is to be comfortable missing the shot and dashing away. You never want to die with your dash up. I'm not going to go into too much detail about Sova's Recon Dart, but just understand that it is one of the strongest no-cost abilities in the entire game. On your own time, it's great to find your own arrows with Sova and utilize other sources if you're feeling a little lost. The single most important thing about Recon Dart is to prioritize speed over complexity. I see too many Recon Dart lineups that are too slow and obvious. When in doubt, throwing a quick dart in the back of any site will usually net you more value than a slow landing execution lineup dart. Test it out yourself. Be creative, unpredictable, and prioritize speed on your side. You want the Recon Dart to hit fast and be in different locations. Raze's Boombot is the closest thing to Sova's drone. As I mentioned before, I think Sova drone is one of the best pieces of utility in the game. Although it's not perfect by any means, there are some things Raze's Roomba does better than Sova drone, so let's talk about it. The benefits of Roomba is that you have the option to walk with your own robot, unlike Sova who is commanding his drone. This is great because you don't have to rely on someone to follow up on your drone, as you can do it by yourself if you choose to. This is important because in ranked, you might have trouble coordinating with teammates, and that's why Raze has a much higher impact in that type of environment. Using it to clear areas like Bind Hookah, Haven Garage, Split A main are great places to use her Roomba. Additionally, you can blast pack the Roomba to catch players off guard over objects, and you can throw it over Sage's wall with a jump as you activate the ability. Overall, it's not as good as Sova's drone at obtaining information, but it similarly acts as an entry fragger. You can follow up on it alone and it can do damage to enemies. Let's keep it simple. Flashing around walls and terrain is great, but if you can flash over them, it's even better. The reason behind this is that it can cover more areas and it's harder to react to. So if you can mix up your flashes from over the boxes and around boxes, you can really throw your enemies for a loop. One of my favorite spots to flash like this is on Haven A short. Flashing over this box can be quite annoying and it will cover both the deep corners that players love to play in. Another important thing to remember, don't be afraid to use two flashes, especially if you're not entirely sure where they could be playing. A small suggestion would be to double flash early in the game to condition your opponents to that. This way they will be scared of two flashes and will have lower incentive to contest your flashes. Next up, let's talk about Reyna's dismiss and how much potential it has. Because her dismiss allows her to become invulnerable during the duration, it allows her to reposition freely without worrying about dying, as well as expose her body to scout for additional information. Reyna is one of those few agents in the game that can hold aggressive angles without fear. Once dismiss is absorbed, it gives Reyna the option to continue pushing forwards or backwards. One thing many people aren't aware of this is how far the soul orb can be grabbed from. This gives you the flexibility to play more unique angles, one and done spots, as well as long range fights because of the range you can grab the soul into dismiss. Not only does dismiss allow you to mix up your aggression and reposition, but it can be used to fake your opponents out. This is because dismiss can be cancelled at any point of its duration. For example, cancelling it early can be great if you reposition in a spot you want to be in and don't want to wait the full duration out. Having the ability to cancel the dismiss gives Reyna the flexibility to come out of her invulnerability earlier if she chooses so, which means you have more time to pull your weapon out. One neat trick I love to do on Reyna is to use dismiss and fly out in the open to bait out enemies, quickly come back to nearby cover and cancel the dismiss. Comboing this into a fast wide peek or a leer can net you a surprising amount of many kills. Jett's smokes are great like any other smokes, but its main advantage is how on the fly you can use them. One of the most surprising things that set a good Jett apart from the rest is how well they utilize their smokes. Because you have 3 of them and they come out fast, don't be afraid to cover the gaps that your smoke character might be leaving. With Brimstone largely out of the current meta, Jett is played with Omen because she can cover for the lack of the 3 smokes that he can't provide. So if you don't see something smoked off, try and help your team with that. Additionally, Jett can make a lot of one-ways on the fly that no other agents can. Usually throwing one slightly above your intended point can make a one-way smoke for you and your team. Lastly, when things are getting hectic, don't be afraid to throw down your smokes at your feet and play around them. It's extremely hard for the enemy to pinpoint your location and can result in you securing an unexpected kill on them.
We hope you enjoyed our top 10 best abilities in Valorant and wish you the best of luck finding new or better ways to abuse them in your own games. I think that Valorant is a very balanced game for the most part, and there really isn't just 10 best abilities in this game. I think there's definitely room for a part 2 of this, and I would love to cover 10 more abilities that are just as strong. Let us know if you want to see that. Also, if there are any tips you feel that helped, be sure to comment and tell us why. Lastly, if there's anything we missed, please let us know. We love to learn more too. And that's all we have for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. To keep up to date with us, make sure to hit the bell notification, which ensures that you stay up to date with our videos and ahead of the competition. If you want to learn more about anything Valorant related, head over to ProGuides.com for the best Valorant on-demand coaching. Our coaches are among the very best, and we hope you check them out if you enjoyed this video. They will help you with any of your individual Valorant needs and can bring you to the next level. And if that's not your style, make sure to check out our Discord. We have a great community where you can chat, hang out, and possibly find friends to play with. Stay tuned for our future video and keep up the ProGuides grind.